Well, good morning. I'm Paul Swanson. I am the principal of Thomas Jefferson Elementary. $20 goes a long way. We have 3 staff members to recognize this morning. I'd like to start out with a 15-year veteran, Mr. Nathan Griner. In addition to teaching all 800 plus kids at TJ, Nathan has been known in his spare time to win a handful of state championships in soccer. So congratulations. And then we also wish to recognize Deborah Newman, 15 years here in TJ. Deborah could not be here this morning as our school secretary. She is fighting off 5 kinds of neck-deep water, registering kids, and probably drinking heavily this weekend. And then we also have the unique honor and pleasure to introduce somebody that's very special in our school. And I'm personally honored to talk about this teacher. We all know that everybody, as has been remarked this morning, everybody plays a vital role. But there are some staff members in our buildings that are the icon of our school. They represent our school. And for 30 years, Mary Kelly has been that icon. So without further ado, a genuine honor to introduce to you Mrs. Mary Kelly to share a few words.
Good morning, Dr. Tones, Ms. Hyde, school board members, administrators, teachers, support staff, and all of those in the Falls Church City Public Schools community. It's an honor to be here for my 30th convocation in Falls Church City Public Schools. There's a quote by psychologist Carl Jung who said, "One looks back with appreciation to the brilliant teachers, but with gratitude to those who touched our human feelings." The curriculum is so much necessary raw material, but warmth is the vital element for the growing plant and for the soul of the child. I find that quote very inspirational. I was fortunate to have many outstanding teachers in my life, but I realized that the ones that are most prominent in my mind were those that made sure they touched the heart of every child. It is these teachers that inspired me, and I'm sure many of you, to become part of the most rewarding, challenging, and important profession in the world, the education of our children. One of these teachers that stands out for me was my 4th grade teacher, Miss Warren. You would think I wouldn't have liked a teacher that gave at least 2 hours of homework each night, but it was Miss Warren's connection with each of her students that made her so special. She had a way of making each of her students feel important to her, which in turn made us want to do the work that she demanded. She cared for us and read to us each day. We loved listening to the stories, and while we enjoyed listening time, she was also instilling in us a love of reading and literature. We got to write a lot, and she enjoyed all of our creative stories, and even though we didn't have the technology and the vast array of educational resources, manipulatives, and materials that students enjoy today, we were able to gain a fabulous education, a love of learning. Miss Warren had patience and kindness and classroom control without ever raising her voice. With each teacher at every grade level, my teachers inspired me to not only learn, but also to be someone who could hopefully someday positively impact the lives of others through teaching. I hope at some point this week, you can take a minute to share with your colleagues which teachers in your life had the greatest impact on you and why. I'm hoping to hear about some great teachers from my colleagues this week. While my journey toward teaching as a career began at Marymount Grade School and went through St. Francis University and Hunter College of the City University of New York, it was here in Falls Church where I had the opportunity to implement my heart's desire. I taught for 6 years before landing here, and I knew right away that Falls Church City Public Schools was different in a very unique and special way. This small system impressed me with their commitment to small classes, teacher mentoring and collaboration, and providing whatever resources teachers needed in order to do their jobs. The teaching of critical thinking, problem solving, and inquiry-based learning was a priority throughout the school system and continues through this day. Falls Church Schools were at the forefront of technology and dynamic learning environments and was dedicated to a challenging and differentiated curriculum that would meet the needs of all students, creating lifelong learners. Staff members valued each other's differences and respected different opinions. And although the school system wasn't perfect, overall, colleagues made a strong effort to connect with each other, sharing each other's joys and being supportive during our challenging times. Personally, I will always be grateful to the staff members who were there for me during my brother's death and when I went through my breast cancer ordeal. And on a happier note, celebrated my children's births and most recently, the birth of my first grandchild this summer. My experience is not unique though. I see these kinds of supports between colleagues all of the time. Everyone here brings their gifts to the classroom. I know we will continue bringing our best to our students. We can also continue the conversation about teachers that have had a positive impact on our lives, as well as embrace the teacher influences at our own schools, and notice what they bring to their classes and to your school culture. As teachers, we continually reflect on our practice and how we can be better teachers, how we can improve our lessons or reach specific students. Today, we'll all gain new knowledge from our professional development classes that will bring fresh new ideas for us. We will use this knowledge combined with our past knowledge and our own talents, as well as the gifts from our past and present teachers and from our current colleagues. You just may be influencing some of our future teachers and leaders. They will one day fondly remember all of you and your positive impact on their learning and their lives. And on a daily basis this year, we can enjoy the presence of our colleagues and the many gifts they bring to the classroom and allow it to beneficially impact us. And if we mess up, we can clean up the pieces, forgive ourselves, forgive others, and just start over and fresh the next day. For those of you new to Falls Church this year, I hope you find our schools to be a special place for teaching and learning. For those of you returning this year, may you enjoy another wonderful year with your students and colleagues. I hope all of us find the inspiration we seek among each other, and that we take the time to remember the administrators, teachers, and support staff that inspire us the most. I'm so grateful for the leadership of Principals Bill Thomas and Mary Ellen Shaw, and Superintendent Dr. Warren Pace for interviewing me and hiring me. In 1986, I joined two outstanding fourth grade teachers, Emily Florence and Carla Strickland, who became my fabulous first mentors and teammates at TJ. Other TJ educational leaders who inspire me include Principals Greg Alexu, Trudy Taylor, Bob Palermo, and our newest principal, Paul Swanson. On a daily basis, I am inspired by all of the staff at TJ, my TJ family. Also by all of the members of my fourth grade team, and to my carpool buddies, Lisa Allen and Heidi Lang. With gratitude to all of my teachers, I wish to thank the many administrators and educators, both from the past and those I currently work with. You have inspired me and guided me along my path as a teacher. I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to stay in Falls Church and work with the awesome students and my fabulous Falls Church City Public Schools colleagues. I wish all of you a terrific professional week and an inspirational day, every single day of the 2016-2017 school year. Thank you.